So this is the value in German for employee list. So whenever I load particular SAP UI5 application, I should see this as an employee list. I mean, in this language it should show. I should not get employee list in English. So what I have to do, I have to implement the resource model. Let me implement the resource model here. This is our view, and this was our controller, which we have done last session. So when you create a text for each language, you have to follow some conventions. Like if you're creating for German D, then the file should be i18n underscore language dot properties. The same way, if you're creating it for another language, D dot properties. The file name should look like this. For English, i18n dot en dot properties. Okay. Under these files, you should maintain your values as a name value pair. Name value pairs. Okay. I will show you what is the name value pairs. It should be with equals. Okay, let me create a file for German. New file i18n de dot properties. Okay, so here we have created the properties for German. The same way I will create it for English as well. i18n underscore en dot properties. Okay, I'll go here and let me create an i18n string for this particular text. How we will create? Select your text. This is one of the way of creating the i18n string. Select your whole text and right click, go to the create i18n string. You have to give your string key. Let me say what is this? Product list. Okay, the value should be product list using O data. If I mention this string key, it should pull this value. Okay, again this value is depending on your browser settings. If it is in English, it will pick English value. If it is in German, it picks the German value. So you can give the type as it is our heading. Click OK. See here, the binding has come automatically. Now remove your text. This binding will do the work for you. Okay, this will bring the product list heading. Okay, let me go to the i18n. If you see, I have the name value pair row created. Since we have to display this text in German, what I will do, I will copy this, go to D, place it here. What was our value? Okay, come back here, place it. Now for the whenever you say product list and whenever your browser settings are pointing to the German language, this particular text will be loaded into your view. Okay, in the same way I will define it for the English as well. Okay, we have done it now. I have maintained it for only the product list heading. I will close it. Now what it says, the text is, this text is coming from this model, I18N model. As we have seen, like whenever we create a JSON model or XML model or OData model, what are the 3 steps we should follow? We have to create the model first. What is the model? Since it is internationalization, we have to use resource model. Then what you have to do? Load this resource data into resource model. Then assign this resource model to the view. Just let me create the resource model. Resource model. Take this class, Control C, where O model 2. Since we have already O model, so it won't accept. New, this one. Now we have to give our data from where it is loading. I18N dot I18N. Okay, this is the default model for I18N. These two are dependent on your browser settings. This will be picked automatically by the SAP UI5 runtime when your browser settings are related to it. Okay, I am just giving the default model for this I18N. This is under I18N folder dot I18N file name. So I'll say now we have loaded it. What it says, expected token. Okay, so we have defined the model and loaded the data. Now what we have to do, we have to assign this resource model to the view. So we will do this dot get view, will bring the views for you, and set model. What is the model? Model 1 2. Is it model 2? Now we have set the model. So here you are using the second model. So this is the first model and this is the second model. So but the SAP UEFI runtime will never know which model you are referring here, correct? So for that you have to give the model name. For example, I will give test. Okay, for this model I am naming as text. So whenever you pull the data from this model, please prefix with the text and then the field names. Here it is showing I18N. I will change it to text. From test model, it is pulling product list value. I will execute this one. There is some error, so we'll check. At least bundle or bundle name or bundle URL must be provided. Okay. The resource model. We will go to the SDK and check what is the okay. So in this particular resource model, there are few parameters available. You can use it. So what it says, there is no bundle name available. You can take this bundle name. go here, go to your control, bundle name, control X, it is here, paste it. Okay, now we have provided the bundle name. Let us check if any error. There is no error, but since our browser setting is in English, it should come as product list. Product list using OData. This text has to come, but it is giving this text. We'll see what is an error. It's fine. This is also fine. Let me try to change the language settings and see if it is working. So to change your language settings, go to the settings and come down, say advanced, say check for language. Here we have the language English. Now I will move this German to the top. Now I need my data to be picked from German file. I'll close it. I will check. No, it is not coming. Network. See, everything is failing here. What it says. Okay. It is checking under the resource folder. So we did not give our local resource path, right? Go to the index.html. As like views and controllers, what it is doing is it is checking this i18n folder inside the resource folder, but it is in our local web IDE. So what we have to do, sap.ui.local resources i18n. Now we will see. Since my browser setting is in German, so it took the German language. Okay, in the same way we will convert this product list as well to German. We will go here and go for the German properties. List head. The same thing you have to do it for English as well. Product list. We'll close it. Close it. Now we will check if this text is getting changed. Okay, we have changed the text, but we did not map it to the view, correct? So still we have product list. What we have to do? We have to bind it from the resource binding. It is test greater than simple. What is the field name? List head. Go to the list head. Save it. Now we will see. See the text, or change it to the language settings. Now I will change back to English. You'll see. I will move English to the top. Okay. This top language will be considered. Now I have moved English to the top. Now we will check. See the product list using OData and product list. Now the text are changed based on the browser settings. Any questions so far? Okay. So we will move to our next concept.
Hello.
Hello.
Mohan.
Hi.
Can you tell me explain how did you identify the error source folder is not there? Local
Sorry, I hardly hear you. Please be louder.
Can you explain how did you identify the local resource folder is not available?
Okay.
In network.
Yeah. I will remove this.
Network tab, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have removed this local resource folder. Okay, I will execute it again from the inspect. See, I'm not getting any text. What I will do, I will go to the console first and check. Okay, this is our first priority in our inspect console to check for the error message. Here I don't see any error. Error means like there is no understandable errors, correct? This will come for all our project. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to go to the network and see if something is in red. Okay, just execute it. See, it says like I18 and EN properties is in red. So it is unable to read. The status is 404. If I go here, it says status code is 404 not found. What is not found? I will enlarge this. See, it is requesting, the request URL path is this one. So here what it is checking? It is checking under the resources and for I18N folder and for this file. Since we are not placing this folder, since we haven't placed this folder under the resource, we have placed it in the local web IDE. For to point to the local web IDE folder, what we have to do, as like views and controllers, you have to mention, you have to say to the SAP UI5 like this folder is in our local SAP web IDE, local resources I18N. This time where it will check, it will not go to the resource, it will go to the web IDE root folder and then check for I18N subfolder. Underneath it, it will find that particular I18N file. If I run it again, see my I18N got processed. Okay, it is checking under web app folder. It is our local root. Okay, the same way we have to find our errors.
Thank you, Mohan.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, we will move to our next concept. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to create an application and the data will be consumed from the OData service, and we are going to see two operations like filter and read of OData operations. Okay, I'll create a new project now. So our final output will be like this. Okay, so these are all the list of entries, and if I select some entry, it should get filtered. For example, sales representative, these are the sales representatives available in our data. And if I click on any sales representative, I should get their detail in the same page. Okay, right now we are dealing with only one page only. Okay, later we will deal with multiple pages. Okay, this is our final output. We will do it. So for that you have to create a project. How we will create? Click on File, New, Project from Template, and click on SAP UI5 application. What is the project name? Training 30th March. Filter and read. Click on next. You can give any name. I'll say employee, view, next, finish. So now we have got our project created. First thing what we have to do, we have to go to the index.html and remove these shells and everything. We will see the shells component container later. So first what we have to do, create an app. Later create a page. After that add page to app. Place the app to the content of the body. So where app new sap.m.app. So this you know, right, from where we have to check. Always go to SDK and check for the app. So this is our class. So I have taken this one and placed it here. New app. Our app is created. Now what I have to create? I have to create a page. New. Since our page is in XML view, go for XML view. Check here. Take this class. New this class. Inside what parameter we have? Go to the properties. We don't have any properties. Go to the super class. We have view name. View name. What is the view name here? Before that we will create one view folder. Inside it we will create our view. So employee list dot, what is an extension for view? View dot our language. Which language you are using to create the view? Since it is using MVC pattern, you have to follow the standards. So what is the view name? Take this view name, copy, cancel, give the view name. Under which folder this view is available? Views folder. Now what we have to do? We have to place, we have to tell this SAP UI5 runtime that whenever I mention this view, please check in our local root. For that, what I have to do? sap.ui.local resources views. Okay. Now we are fine with it. Our app is created. Our page is created.
Mohan, you have to rename that OApp to, yeah.
Thanks. So the page is created. Now we have to place this page to app. So app dot add page page. We have added the page. Later we have to place this app at the content of the body. now our initial settings are done. We will go back to the view. Okay, what is our root node? Go here, take this class, paste it. How we will define our XML tags? We have to give the alias name first. What is an alias name? It can be anything. Colon. We have to specify what this MVC belongs to in the XML namespace. It is MVC belongs to sap.ui.core.mvc. Now I will create a default XML namespace. XML namespace is equal to sap.m. This is my default namespace. I did not give any alias name. So whenever I found a control to be used in this view, I can use it directly without using the alias name. So inside the view, what we will do, we will first create a page. Go to the page, the SDK. Yes. So check for its properties. What are the properties? To set the title, we'll take the title is equal to employee list. We are going to display the employee list from Northwind Services. So we have maintained the title now. Now what we have to do, if you see the output, we have maintained the title now. Okay, so let me execute this one. Okay, we have got the page title as like this. Now what we have to do, we have to create a list. Okay, in the last session we have displayed a list, correct? The same way we are going to display a list. So go to the list in the SDK, list. Go here to check its properties. Take this list. This is our root element now. Close it. Here column is deprecated, so we cannot use it. So go to the superclass. Here check for the properties which will be useful for in your creation of list. Let me take this header text to add the header for the list. Okay, so I can add header text. Data. Now we have defined the header text, and as of now we will leave like this only, and then later we will see if we need any of the properties, then we can use it. So under the list, what we have to use, the aggregation items. The items. Since it is a default aggregation, if you wish, you can maintain it. Otherwise, you can remove it. Anything is fine. Okay, it will understand. This item, what it will hold? It will hold n number of SAP.m.list item base controls. Let me go inside. So let me see the properties of this list item base. List item base. I don't have any aggregation here to add the list. The control also I will not be finding any aggregation, because without this aggregation we cannot use the control. So what we have done in our last class, we have checked in our subclasses. So The last class we have used display list item. Okay, but today we will use different list item. If you don't know what are all the list items available, what I have told, go to the explode. I mean, if you don't know the what functionality of these list items, you can go to the explode, where there you can find the examples of the list. If I go to the list, see there are these many list items are there. What we are checking for, the last time we have used a display list item. See, display list item is look like this. So today we will use another list item which is in this list. Okay, what list item we will use? We will use object list item this time. Fine, I will check what is an object list item. Object list item. Here we have, this particular control has 3 samples. Go here to check how it look like. See, it is looking like this. We will create the same list here in our project. Okay, so what I will do, I will take object list item, close it. Inside it you should append all the properties. What are the properties for object list item? We have title, okay. The data will be coming from our OData model, so the data binding should always be in a curly braces. Title, then what other properties we have? We have a number, we have which holds the string number. Okay, what other properties we have? It is, yep. So we have intro as well. Intro, then those are all the things which is holding string. Okay, as of now we will use these 3. What it is saying, unclosed XML tag, so we have to close it. Now let me check if it is working fine. List, so it is working fine. Now we will bind our data from our OData service. What it should be in curly braces. Okay, so now we have to consume our OData service from the internet to the web IDE. For that, what we have to do, which file will be used to link, get the access of the link to the web IDE? neoapp.json. Declare the settings here. You can give any path name. I'll say Northwind. The type of this is destination. I'll remove the entry path. Name should be matching with the destination. We have seen it right in the cloud platform, SAP HANA cloud platform. There we have maintained the destination. So for each destination, we have given a unique name. That name should match with this name. So what name we have given? Go to the connectivity, destination. What is, see the name of Northwind is Northwind. Go here. See, you can find the name Northwind. So the name should be matching with this destination name, Northwind. Now your SAP Web IDE will be able to access this particular Northwind. And this Northwind OData service. Okay, now our settings are done. Where we will load our model in the controller. So we have to create a folder called controllers. Inside, create a file. Always name the same name as our view file. Okay, so employee underscore list dot, what is an extension? Controller dot JS. So if both are same name, then only you will be able to identify for which view which controller is available. Otherwise you will get confused. So what we have to do is sap.ui.controller. You have to give the controller name. What is the controller name? Controllers dot employee underscore list, comma. So inside you will define all your methods. What is the first method? On init. Here as usual, first we are going to create the model, OData model. Since the data is from AtomPub format, we have to create OData model. Second, load the data into OData model. Third, assign this model to view. We'll create a model, O model, new. This is our OData model. Take this OData model, go here, new, place it. Okay. Where is our source coming from? It is the URL, correct? You will create a variable to store the URL. Yes, service URL. What is the URL here? This is our URL. Place it in the controller. Since we have defined this particular domain in our destination, see, in our destination we have already defined this domain, so you don't need to use this same URL. You can use the alias name which you have defined in your new app.json. What is the alias you have defined for this name? Northwind. Take this Northwind, go here, place it, slash. So now this particular path is pointing to the OData service which we have seen now. Copy this path, put it inside. So now this particular model will be loaded with this OData service. Now what we have to do, we have to assign this model to view. Get view dot set model to O model. Now we are done with assigning of the model to the view. Now what we have to do to link this view to the controller, we have to add the controller name. What is the path? Controllers dot employee list. Now we have to maintain the local resources for our controllers as well. Okay, now we are done with our setting of, consuming of OData into our SAP Web IDE, and then we have to use the fields. from the O data. Right now what we are trying to pull? We are trying to pull the employees. We'll check the entity set for the employees. So here we have the entity set name. Here we have entity type. We will so here we have the entity type. Inside these many fields are available. So how we can access this employee slash employees entity set name. Since it is in this format, we can view this data into the JSON format. Format JSON. So these are all the list of employees available under employee entity set. Now we are going to display all the employees, all the employee records in the list. So we have to pull the values from employees. We'll take what is an aggregation for list. Go to the list, because we are going to bind in the XML view itself. We are not going to binding in the controller using bind aggregation. Okay, we will try to bind in the XML view. Go to the list,
items,
list. Since column is deprecated, go to here. And what is an aggregation? Items. Since it is default, I haven't mentioned here. Okay, now what I will do, items. Inside the items, we should have object list item. How we will bind? The last session we have seen how we will bind. The aggregation name equal to where the data is coming from slash employees. Employees. So here you can access all of your fields of this employee entity set. I'll go here, take which field we can take. I will go to the this one, names or their representative, and one names or their representative is there, and one is there. Okay, I will go to here. For the title, what I will give as last name and first name. You can give like this as well. Okay, a single property can hold any number of values. If you have two values to be shown into the particular property, you can give two data bindings inside the same property. So what I will take, first name, go here, okay. Number, what I will take, go to this number, I will take employee ID. Intro, what I will take the title. Now let us check what we are getting. Okay, we are getting the data like this, but how we should get? First we should get the names and then their designation and then employee ID. Here it is coming vice versa, so I will change it. What I will do, I will take this here, put it here, this title, save it. Now let us check. So now whatever we are expecting, we have got our list now. So if you see here, it is coming like more, it is showing 5 entries and then out of 6 entries in a single page. How we can design this particular thing? We will see if there is any properties available in our list to control the list wrapping. Okay, we'll go to the list, check for it is, there is no properties available. Go to the superclass and check for growing. Okay, here we have the property called growing threshold. So this one we will use it to control the number of items which is showing in a single load. I will go here. First of all, where it is available inside the list base items. So you have to give growing is equal to what this property will hold. It is a boolean, either true or false. By default it is false, but we need it, so make it true. Going threshold, what it will say is for how many records you want to show in a single page. If you want to show five list items, then you can mention it as 5. If you want to show 10, you can mention it as 10. By default it is 20. Growing threshold, right now I will mention it as 4 per load. Okay, let us check how it is wrapping. See here we have got first it load only 4 entries. If you click on it more, then it load remaining other 4 entries. It won't load all the remaining entries, it load 4 entries. Okay, now we have achieved this as well. Now what we have to add, there is no info toolbar. This is an info toolbar which we did not have it till now, so we have to create the info toolbar now. So before we create, we will go for 10 minutes break and then come. I'll go for some water and come. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll start at
Okay.
12:10. Yeah.
Thank you much.